Hello, and a warm welcome to the Hella Academy. In this video, we would like to show you the structure, function, and diagnostics of a catalytic converter. The catalytic converter, most commonly used in conventional petrol engines today, is the controlled three-way catalytic converter. The task of the catalytic converter is to convert the pollutants originating from the fuel combustion process into non-toxic exhaust gases by means of a chemical reaction. In conjunction with our engine control unit and lambda sensor, the air-fuel mix is precisely regulated to ensure that there are only low raw emissions in every operating condition. The optimum working temperature of catalytic converters is between 400 and 800 degrees Celsius. Let's take a look at such a catalytic converter. Let's look at the whole picture by using this example. The manifold connection is located up here, directly underneath the flex pipe to compensate for vibrations from the engine. And here, at the bottom of the exhaust pipe, we find the threaded flange for our lambda sensor. Further to the right, our catalytic converter housing. And what does a catalytic converter look like inside? Here, we have various ceramic supports. And our patterns show the individual components of the catalytic converter, starting with the housing. Inside is the ceramic support. And here we have an insulation mat. The catalytic converter consists of a honeycomb-shaped ceramic or metal body with several thousand channels. An intermediate layer, the so-called wash coat, made of aluminum oxide, is applied to the channels, which enlarges the surface approximately 7,000 times. A catalytically active layer with the precious metals rhodium, palladium, and platinum is vapor deposited on this intermediate layer. The ceramic support is fixed in the housing by an insulation mat, which at the same time compensates for thermal expansion. But how does a catalytic converter actually work? The harmful exhaust gases from the engine are fed to the catalytic converter via the exhaust manifold and flow through the channels of the ceramic support. The contact of the exhaust gases with the catalytic layer triggers a chemical reaction of reduction and oxidation in parallel. The term three-way catalytic converter means that three chemical conversions take place simultaneously, side by side, as soon as the operating temperature is reached. The question now, how can you check the functioning of a catalytic converter? Monitoring is carried out as part of the onboard diagnostics. If there is a fault, the engine warning lamp usually lights up. Modern vehicles are equipped with two lambda sensors, a control sensor upstream and a monitoring sensor downstream of the catalytic converter. Let's now take a look at the example of this vehicle on the diagnostic device. A simple check is to compare the parameters of the two lambda sensors from the control unit. We have already selected the required parameters on the diagnostic device so as to view the values of the lambda sensors. Both sensors measure the oxygen content in the exhaust gas and pass this information on to the control unit. The control unit compares the values of the upstream, pre, and downstream, post-catalytic converter sensors to evaluate the converter's functioning. In our case, the voltage line of the downstream sensor is significantly lower than that of the control sensor. This means that the oxygen content in the catalytic converter is reduced, so it is in good working order. If both values are almost identically high, a low oxygen storage capacity of the catalytic converter can be concluded, and this means we have a defective catalytic converter. In addition, we can also include the testing of the exhaust gas values in the measurement. If the exhaust gas values comply with the vehicle's manufacturer's specifications, it can be assumed that the exhaust gas after-treatment system is in order. So, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Many thanks for your attention, and see you next time at the Hella Academy.